Hello, this is the next series in the Flip Learning videos about human reproduction. So the first video is about asexual and sexual reproduction, and you need to know the differences between sexual and asexual reproduction, understand that fertilization involves a fusion of a male and female gamete to produce a zygote, which is a fertilized egg, and that will undergo cell division, and that division will be mitosis, to develop into an embryo. So reproduction. Reproduction is one of the seven things that all living things have to do, and in this case reproduction is the process of making more of the same kind of organism. So animals will have offspring and plants will have seeds or plantlets if it's asexual reproduction, but we'll talk about that in a minute. So there's two different types, asexual and sexual reproduction. I'm going to look at these in more detail. You can look at this link here. You can type the link into YouTube and you can find out more about them there. But we're going to quickly run through them. So asexual reproduction produces genetically identical offspring, which are clones. It's important that if you talk about the offspring of asexual reproduction, you state that they're genetically identical. All cells in eukaryotic, so non-bacterial cells, are produced by mitosis. So that's mitosis produces two new genetically identical cells. And you can reproduce really rapidly if you've got the right conditions. Bacteria produce by a process called bioneufission, which basically means one cell will split into two cells, there's only one parent involved, DNA is copied, and you can get different numbers of plasmids in each of the new bacterial cells. But go back over the bacteria topic to refresh your memory if you can't remember about that. Asexual reproduction in animals is rare. It can happen, usually for less evolved animals which have got common ancestors further back in time, such as sea anemones or starfish, and they can produce asexually. Plants, on the other hand, can do it quite regularly, so lots of different types of plants can. You can have potato tubers, so if you plant one of these potatoes it will grow a genetically identical plant. Spider plants have got plantlets, which are here, and you can also have strawberries which have runners, and they will make identical copies, genetically identical clones of the original plant. Both animals and plants can reproduce by sexual reproduction, and they produce sex cells called gametes, which are produced by meiosis. And each gamete has half the number of chromosomes that a normal body cell would have, so it's haploid. So in a human body cell will have 46 chromosomes, and a sperm or an egg will have 23. When a sperm meets an egg, you get fertilization. When the two sets of chromosomes meet, so you end up with 46 in the fertilized egg, which is called the zygote. And because it's got two copies of each chromosome, it's now known as diploid. This zygote will divide by mitosis to form an embryo and then go on to form the offspring. So gametes are formed in special organs called gonads. The male gamete is called the sperm, and they are produced in the testes in humans. Female gamete is called the ovum, more commonly known as the egg, and they're produced in the female gonads called the ovaries. So sperm are adapted to their function. They've got a flagella to swim, they've got enzymes in the tip of the head so they can get through the coat on the egg, lots of mitochondria which will release the energy to swim by respiration. Little cytoplasm, so it's streamlined, and its nucleus is haploid, so it only has one set of chromosomes. An egg cell has got a nucleus which is also haploid, so it's only got one set, so when it gets fertilized you've got the two sets you need, so it's diploid. The cytoplasm contains the energy for food, and the jelly makes sure that only one sperm cell can enter the egg. So here we have a table which you need to fill in. Asexual reproduction, we'll have one parent. Sexual reproduction has two parents. Asexual reproduction are clones, so they're genetically identical. Sexual reproduction, they have a mixture of the male and female genes. Asexual reproduction is always mitosis. To produce the gametes we have meiosis. The advantages of asexual reproduction is no partner needed, but it's fast, and it can be easier. And sexual reproduction is you get variety due to mixture are genes. One set from each parent. Disadvantages, it can be difficult to find a partner, and it takes a lot of energy. You just have to think of the courtship rituals of things like birds, to think about all the energy which goes into making sure that they will find a mate. Disadvantage of asexual reproduction is there's no variety, which means that a disease could wipe out the entire population.